Hello everyone, I am the Cheerleaders MK and welcome back to the table. Today is another Watch Your Realms buff idea video. I was looking through all like the considered bad units, and like I've been doing quite a bit for these videos, and there was one that I realized I didn't do a video on yet, and that was one of the most pathetic units of the game in Ardeath. What do we say? What do we say about Ardeath? He's bad pretty much everywhere. His stats are just okay. His stats are just like below average to just being okay for his class and his rarity. I think he might be on. It seems like he's on the higher end in the rarity, but I kind of doubt it. And his overall DPS, Realm of Curse, does DOT. He gets extra health. He does the 3 enemies. He inflicts magic vulnerability on all enemies and restores health to him, which is not terrible. And then his basic attacks have a chance to give him health, gives them do more damage when they're below a certain health, and a guaranteed stun. It sounds solid, then you realize he just doesn't have damage outside of mid game. Once you hit mid game, he's absolutely useless to you. So let's do some ideas on fixing this. I want to say give him a 10% buff around all the board, 10% minimum for the stats. I think that would help. Have it to where that his basic attack has it. Give him a talent. Give him a talent that says attacks have a % chance to inflict hex on a unit or curse. Because a weird fact, only esotericists can do curses / hexes, and it's only like 3 of them. Mostly Comet and Venoma. So we look here with Curse, oh yeah, they can't do basics. Okay, yeah, cool. And Hex, they just take damage over time, which is good. Let's give Ardeath some of this. It could be the talent, allow him to do that, or it could be through an awakening on through his ultimate. And that could work. You could have it to where that the awakened enhancement can be just this, can be just in his basic attack. You don't have to have it in Awakening 1. Have it to where when he ults, he gets 1 additional block. That could be that you could toss that into an awakening, or you could just put that base in his kit. I think that would be very helpful. It would allow him to have a little more viability in things like Hellfire Codex and other places where you want a lot of blocks. This is solid magic vulnerability. Also give them physical vulnerability. Do that to have a big boon to the rest of your team. And you can have that and also have him inflict curse on everyone that's on it. It could be in the passive, or it could be in the talent. It says during Realm of Curse has a 25% chance per tick on to deal hex. That could also work. That could also work really well. For the awakenings, this could be just, let's say, the +1 block. That could absolutely be what it is. Just toss this into his regular basic attack. I think that'd be a good idea. For this, increase the HP, I think, by 100. I think that would work. Rage regen auto, not really. This could actually be his +1 block if you really want to. This one, increase the damage dealt by 10% here. That would be fine. But also, it could be during Realm of Curse, inflict slow. That could also help really well, because it is pretty much a circle around him. It's like the lowest range that's around him. Even though it's technically like Mari style, where it's directly just around him. And then with the ultimate, this could still be stun, but also this could also be where the inflict stun on opponents, and it also inflict. This could be where the slow sits. This could absolutely be where the additional slow sits. It could be like 50% slow. That would be beneficial to the guy. But other things that I've been thinking of, to where he, like I said, with his basic attacks, attacks in general can inflict the hex of the curse, but you can't have it super high, and it will allow him to not avoid kind of making him broken. Because fun. Also want to notice, to my knowledge, yeah, there's only one. Yeah, he doesn't even. Yeah, Nazim doesn't even do curse, unless you have his ultimate, unless you have an Awaken 1. He is, to my knowledge, is the only epic in the game that does cursing. Oh, wait. Oh, Jankor. So I wasn't looking completely. So, 2 units that curse. In total, I think there's like 5. It's not a whole lot. That kind of needs to be more. Putting on an Ardeath would help him a lot. It would probably put him in a higher vein on a lot of people. And I don't think he has an exclusive artifact. We could give him an exclusive if he doesn't. The exclusive could say, for example, enemies dealt at the end of Realm of Curse. Realm of Curses, you send out a burst of damage that inflicts an additional stun to all enemies inside the radius. That could absolutely work. It's simple, it's effective, and allows him to get a little more utility in. Give him just an additional stun to the ones that enter on a 5, and also that additional stun on all enemies in that. As this has, it's Realm of Curse, it's everyone around him. Yes, this could also, I would say, increases to 4%. Increases to 4%. I think that would work. Or have him also scale based off HP completely. That could also be another way to help him. I think that'll be really good overall. And what's the vulnerability sitting at? 10%. We could make this. It goes up to 15%. Yeah, no, we could keep that keep this at 15. Give him the physical vulnerability to it. I think that would be really good. And just to give him that utility, and it's something that not really many tanks do in Epic, to my knowledge. I have to go back and look at them all. But to give a dual utility like that, it's really, really good. And maybe decreases cost to 16. That could also work as a simple change. I kind of doubt they'll do it. Maybe down to 17. I think that'll be a little more reasonable for them. But yeah, this could be easily just be in his basic attack, and you could have this is where you could have this, or have the Talon be % chance to inflict Curse or Hex. I still think the 25% the fair area to do it. You could just lower it to 15. It'll be a little more RNG heavy, but it still allows him the chance to do that. And even though Esotericist is already stacked with some of the best units in the game, not really many epics can really hold in Esotericist. The main ones people use are Laurel, obviously. Then you have Lily, who is pretty good. And then Nisalt for, like, Arbiter, and then and that's really it. All the rest of the epics are just kind of well, except not for us. Not for us, it's actually not that terrible. But yeah, if he can just get a little more utility in this department and get those stats increases, I think he would be a well additional change to the roster, and also have a better staying power in people's progression. So people can go, oh yeah, I actually do not regret ranking up Ardeath to 5 or 6 star. He did carry me pretty hard. He was also one of my first epics, and so I kind of have a soft spot for trying to increase him this way. Because he did kind of help me a little bit, but he didn't. After a certain point, he just stopped helping me. But let me know what you think in the comments below, if you agree or disagree with the changes, or if there's any additional changes you'd like to see for Ardeath. And if you want to recommend any of the units, it would be also greatly appreciated. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. You all have a nice day and a great dinner.